rising, Divine Feminine. Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in, come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Divine Feminine, they, them, and plotted against you. However, they forgot to dig a deeper pit for themselves. In the name of the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis, protected you be. It's boomerang season. The planetary energies are. The skullduggerous moon is in Aries, sextile in Mercury in Aquarius, and we love a sextile. Why? It's number one, it's at 60 degrees, and you know I love the 369 of it all. Getting into the what? The theory of Tesla, darling dear. The answer to the key to the universe. A sextile is when energy is flowing, darling dear, which will produce results. Anyway, I digress to give you the intel, but we'll press on at a hot trot. The moon in Aries sextiles Mercury in Aquarius, which gives your ideas, the ideas that you are emotionally invested in, more attention. Yes, baby. Work on your plans within plans. Gather more intel and make sure you have everything you need to get great. Watch out for anyone with what? A short temper, including yourself. Because when the skullduggerous moon is in Aries, patience is easily eroded. And remember, anyone that has your psychological password, right, the key to your emotions is your king. Baby, don't allow them to draw you out, darling dear. Why? They already dug the pit, darling dear. Let them sink into it. Let them sink into it. Plotting, talking behind your back. If you dared let out one iota of your next plan, darling dear, remember I told you that. They'll be working against it. They'll be thinking them and was thinking and talking on it, darling dears. When you started your studies, when you started your business, when you bought that house or got a new home, darling dear, they always put the little in front of it. But remember, it's only those with the tiny minds that are doing less than you, Divine Feminine, that have so much to say. But remember, the chapter is not written for you, darling dear. No, it's not. Why? Divine gifted you, Divine Feminine, with a blank page. And you use that page to the best of your abilities. Well, guess what? The universe is about to lift up and meet you halfway. Come through, black eyed peas. Right at the borderline. When they plotted against you, darling dears, as I said, they forgotted to dig a deeper pit for themselves. Many are wishing that they'd been a little bit kinder, more understanding. But what you had to understand and overcome, Divine Feminine, is that you will never heal in a situation that was sent to break you. You had to cry into your fist and take the knee. You had to call judgment in the highest court of all, as you did not seek to what? Get them back for what they did to you. You packed up lock, stock, and barrel and headed out as only a big cat can. Posh clap. Let's dive in, darling dears. I'm eager to see what's going on. These back front neck tabbers, darling dears, they get no S. Luke 22:48. This is why you had to learn the value of Proverbs 10:19. You have to have what? A quiet tongue, darling dear. It's prudent to hold your tongue, because a fool's lips will always invite a beating. Proverbs 18:6. tried to take you down as they disgusted your disgusted, meant to come out, Freudian slip. They tried to put disgust on your name and what you've got going on, darling dear. Tried to call you this and that, yet their words only spoke of their own character. Why? You didn't fight them. You didn't explain. You just kept it popping and fresh and moving, Scotty. Pinky winky styley. Yes, darling dears. Lean in, big cat. Lean in. You have Nathas. What's that? This is the strength card in tarot. In the upright, I might add. It speaks about your enduring strength, not to be tempted off your flip-flop. What's that? Your common sense into drama.com. Nathas in the upright, in the runestones, darling dears. It speaks about your survival kit. Your survival kit was laced with determination and patience. This was your fortitude on the darkest night of your soul. I had to look over my shoulder because it's not creeping up on me, blood. I only do that once in a lifetime on this Malkuth, darling dear. Nobody wants the rinse and the repeat of the DNS. Again, I look over my shoulder. I'm the red light, green light champion, as are you, divine feminine, as they are seeing. It's not over until the big cat sings. Fist bump. Love it. Represented by the letter N. The numbers 32, 33, 34, and 35. The strength card is Big Cat Leo energy. Leo is the 5th house. It's about your childlike spirit. It's about you understanding in order to what bend the matrix, you had to become the happiness expert. You had to feel that happiness within. No one and nothing can make you happy unless you choose it to be so, darling dears. You have to create that happiness. And when you don't know yourself, which you didn't know when you were amongst the feeble-minded, yes, you was. Don't say you was, because I was in that same mud hut. I told you, it took me half of 100 to get away. And I did, and I didn't look back. I keep it popping, fresh, and moving. Ever forwards, never backwards, in the words of Abraham Lincoln. The strength card, darling dears, lean in, big cat. This is about you constantly resisting the temptation to what? Go and speak up for yourself. Try and explain yourself to what? A simpleton. Why would you waste your time? This is also carrying the energy of the 8. The 8 is about the ambition, darling dear. You stood within your ambition, which is giving you authority. It also speaks about material satisfaction. The 8 is the number of money, darling dears. The 28 is the number of wealth. The energy of the 8 speaks about some kind of accomplishment coming towards you. It's about the mastery of it. Why? Because you took action. When many thought you was down and out for the count, you was just finishing praying and saying amen. Then you got to the what? The knowledge, divine feminine. Because knowledge is power. Power is power. Power is knowledge. I know, darling dears. It's fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. In numerology, the number 8 rules Capricorn, darling dear. It speaks about the empoweration of you, darling dears, as you continue to lean back in faith, but you don't let what? Any moss grow under you, darling dear. You take action. Even in your darkest hour, you went for the knowledge. And you will have the chance to dry your eyes on your Pentacale. Yes, baby, the biggest Pentacale of them all, one you earned by the sweat of your proverbial balls. Yes, baby, I want another rune. Let's bring it in. But then again, who gonna check me who? Baby. Love it, divine feminine. Mother Isis is telling you you are Khaleesi or Khal. You hold the whip. And guess what? It's whipping season. Oh, you got a duo, darling dears. You have Ophelia. This is the world card on its face, darling dear. Someone or someone's didn't want some kind of bad situation that you was going through to end. They wanted it to carry on for air. When Mother Isis said, how now, brown cow? Time for my true divine ones to stand up and be counted. In the reverse, it also speaks about an inheritance or some kind of property. Somebody did a property grab, darling dear. They took something that wasn't theirs. This is also having to live amongst the karmas. This is represented by the letter F and O. Big cat, you're gonna have to help me out. I can only think of swear words, and I didn't want to say them. Dude. It's also represented by the numbers 84, 85, 86, and 87. As I said, this is karma.com. Someone is about to lose their home. They're about to be homeless. If they misappropriated someone else's funds through an inheritance, darling dear, something that was meant to be a family wealth, they're about to have what? A turnaround season. This is someone who thinks they're doing the backstroke, but baby, they're doing the backstroke with what? A lead balloon tied to both their footsies. That's their business. It's their business. It also speaks about the spying, darling dears. They're watching you online. They're trying to find out information about you, why you haven't failed, why you haven't been what? A footnote on a newspaper, as your life has what? Ceased to exist. Yet still you go on. Come through Celine Dion, posh clap. Yes, baby. They've got the karmas on them, darling dears. So we have the N, the F, and an O. What's this? Lagaz. This is the Hangman in Tarot. Whomever these people or persons are, darling dears, they, them, and they, them, and right? They're seeing you from a different perspective. And I told you, I've told you this before, but the hangman represents prison. It represents the hospital. Yes, baby. And in some cases, it's going to represent someone trying to take themselves out to avoid the karma that is finding their address. Yes, yes, yes. But why would they do that, darling dear? They're just going to be sent back in a lesser form to repeat, rinse and repeat of the karmics. Anyway, that's their business. I'm not going to explain it for them. I'm here for you, Divine Feminine. Besties and all that. Pinkies up. Anyhow, let's press on, darling dear. The hangman is water as well as Neptune energy in the upright. It speaks about the seeker within you, darling dear. You went within to find a better day, a new perspective for you. It speaks about the no contact of it all as you was on your spiritual development path. You developed your psychic abilities. Your intuition is for the gods. You read energy now, darling dears. So when people meet you nowadays, Divine Feminine, some people will say, but you're so quiet. You're not quiet. You've already assessed them, darling dear. You assessed it, right? It's a new word. You assessed them, and you understood that they was one of the devil's most diligent workers. This is why you hold your tongue, but your eyes. Divine Feminine, you got the tracking eyes, mate. You got the tracking eyes. It's not your fault. This also speaks about the obstacles, the challenges that was put on your back, right? More than tongue can tell. It was supposed to be more than you could bear. But you was built for this in the name of the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis. They didn't know that you was sent to be the light in a situation. They drove you out of a village, darling dear. Nothing wrong with that. A prophet will never be welcomed in their own village. But then again, it was the village of the idiots, darling dears. And many of you was consorting with an idiot until that red phone rang and you gave the village back its idiot. The same idiot that was causing obstacles in your life, Divine Feminine. Lagaz is represented by the letter L. It also speaks about the unknown, darling dears. The unknown is where the big cat manages to gain in leaps and bounds. A decision is you're going to have to make a decision, darling dears. I just heard something about the number 9, maybe in the 9 days, the 9 hours. It could be 9 minutes from now, but this is going to be a life-changing decision, darling dear. This decision is going to cause a lot of violent emotions in yourself, darling dears. Because why? You're afraid to take the next step, but don't fear nothing, darling dear. The only thing you need to fear on this Malkuth is the Most High, and that is wise. Don't allow past situations and paradigms and the feeble-minded hold you back. Because why? Job 4:8. Those that sowed iniquity, right, will plow a lot of trouble, darling dear. And habeas corpus is on them, on Keitha, darling dears. Nothing like being on the docket in the spiritual world, getting the kick in, a spiritual kick in the nutsack, darling dear, right? And your case still hasn't been heard? Wow, oh wow, and now I'm sweating. Big Cat Chronicles continues. Yes, I love it. I don't hate it. So you have an L, F, O, and an N. I heard something about a loan. Somebody's taken out a loan, darling dears. A loan on a property, some kind of inheritance. A loan. They took out a loan on a property. Come on, give me the... Hold on. To try and get them out of a situation, but they've sunk a deeper hole. This person is now contemplating taking themselves out. Hangman shows its face. The webs they weave when they practice to deceive, darling dears. They can fool man, but you can't fool the Most High. Nothing like the hoodwinker being out hoodwinked by what? An ancestral team, darling dears. And your ancestors don't ramp, especially when you chose to go into the unknown. In order to what? Begin your spiritual journey. Get those silent moments where you could get your spiritual downloads, Divine Feminine. They meant great harm for you. They wanted you to be brown bread, or possibly even go into a double white coffin. And guess who was going to be on the water bank, looking at their crack for air? How now, brown cow, Divine Feminine? Not I, you say. Fist bump. Like I said, it's not over until the big cat roars. Let's get a deck. We're going to go over the life lesson decks, darling dears. Haven't used this in a while. Base of the deck, you created a freedom in yourself when you turned your shapely back. The water also speaks about the emotional energies. You see a lot of dull yellow. People are jealous of the freedom you've created. They didn't think that you was the whole army, from the foot soldier to the commandante. Many people can't rock it like you, Divine Feminine. Keep their own company and get great while they're doing it and not fight the wicked. Many would have gone back to try and make friends with what? Bottom feeders. I told you, the village idiots. You gave them back. Their chief idiot, darling dear. The biggest hater. You are free to do what you choose. Big Cat Chronicles continues. The dolphin is purported to be the most intelligent mammal on this Malkuth, darling dear. Wisdom is for the wise, and you walk with the wise. Fist bump. Love it. Don't hate it. Planning for you, was they, Divine Feminine? This speaks for itself, darling dear. Justice. This is the card of karma, darling dears. This is also being protected by your ancestors, way showers, and spiritual guides, because you chose to walk with the light, darling dear. The light of what? Enlightenment, inspiration, and new beginning. The scales of justice is in your favor, right? Justice is the 11th card. The 11th number is a major master number, darling dears. It speaks about divine inspiration as well as synchronicities. You're going to see certain synchronicities firing off in your life. We already discussed the number 9, the next 9 minutes, 9 hours, and 9 days. Something major is about to take off in your life, darling dears. The Justice card is represented by Libra energy. Libra is the 7th house. On the natal chart, darling dear, the astrological wheel, the 11th house is the house of what? Partnerships and marriage, darling dears. You had a karmic partner. But you have to remember, Divine Feminine, the karmic partner was sent to wake you up to your true divinity, to wake you up and make you realize you were built to bend the matrix. In the name of the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis. It also speaks about what they did in private, darling dear, is about to be put in public. They tried to shame you in private, darling dear. Yeah, and in public, Freudian slip meant to come out. But they're about to be outed. They, them, and arm. It's about sharing. Somebody took a share of something that they was not meant to take. It was not theirs to take. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. I told you, Big Cat, Divine Feminine. Your life and how you live it is a survival kit for another Big Cat. This is why it's important for you to leave the comments, right? Because you don't know whom your words will touch. They did a lot to try and take you off your gangster, darling dears. It also speaks about, it could also be a business partner that did you wrong, darling dears. They were stealing, hoodwinking you in the background. Well, guess what? The karma card has found their address. World card on its face. Somebody's about to be displaced, darling dears. Hangman can represent, like I said, hospital, prison, or the graveyard, darling dears. They've got an option of 3. The same options they didn't give you when they was what? Sullying your good name. Casting aspersion on your divine feminine. When they was digging that pit for you, they should have dug deeper and made it more roomy for themselves. Oh, I love it. Love it. Don't hate it. The 7th house is also the house of contracts, darling dears. The 7th house Libra is represented by Venus. Venus is about relationships, it's your emotions, and it's also about what? Skrilla. Money.com, darling dear, that the T-Rex arms took. Tell us some more, captive audience. There's a lot of tongue wrestling going on in the background behind you, divine feminine. They're busy with the tongue, darling dear. They need to be busy with their what? Defense, because someone is going to court and they're not going to be able to what? Carry the weight of what's going on, darling dears. This is the time where you feng shui yourself, blood. It's nothing to do with you. Be calm, be peaceful, and mind your own business, darling dears. Look away, drink your water, and keep it popping and fresh towards what you want. Where your focus goes, it will grow, divine feminine. You can't help them. They tried to hang you out to dry, tried to pin many things on you, but they was talking about the steps that they took. They told on their own selves. Your natural energy healing abilities are an important part of your life purpose, darling dears. You're an energy healer. What did I tell you, divine feminine? You read the energy. This is why lots of people say you're being silent, because if you was to open up your mouth, blood, if you was to open up your mouth, hey, you can't help the wicked. They chose this path, darling dears. And you did not do nothing, right, to try and turn the wheel back around in your favor, recoup that in it. You left them to it. Left them to it, minded your own business, and fell back in the arms of the Most High. Yes, baby. Psalms 91:1. Love it. Something was written in a book, darling dears. This also speaks about the journaling. Many of you journaled. Many of you actually wrote down these heinous crimes. I did that too. And for many years, it sat behind me. Was it last year or the year before? I burnt it. I know it was in October at a full moon, new moon. I burnt it because I wanted a new beginning. I had to get that book of wickedness from behind me, darling dears. Write down what they said, but don't live on it, darling dears. It's the bad energy of it all, and it makes you feel less than. Why? Because you get angry that you got caught up in a situation for so long. It was until the other shoe dropped, until you realized that you are a big cat prototype, right? And your life was not going out like that. And again, books is about writing down what you want to manifest going forward. Many of you took the book, darling dear. Like I said, knowledge is power. Knowledge is something that no one can take from you. You connect to your life purpose through the involvement with books. Somebody needs to get to their book, get to that higher knowledge, darling dears. All of this lovely green is represented by the heart chakra. The heart chakra is also represented by the northwardly direction. Maybe you come from the north or you're living in the north. But for me, I like to say it's the north node, darling dears. Your superpowers, the gangster in you, darling dears. The heart chakra also represents Thursday, so that's significant for someone. It's also represented by Cancer energy. Cancer is ruled by the moon as well as Pisces, darling dears. The moon energy also speaks about something of a material substance is coming your way. The moon is also what? Feminine energy, darling dears. So it was something that was supposed to be possibly inherited down from a female family member. That was what they interrupted, darling dear. The moon also speaks about domestic life. And the moon also rules the stomach, the breast, and the pancreas. The moon also speaks about your inner self, the strengthening of your inner self. Love it. So much things within things to be finding out today, darling dears. It's absolutely fabulous, gorgeous, and lovely. A great day to find out she's naive. Right, let's carry on. Base of your deck, darling dear. Many you are teachers, darling dears. Maybe you actually teach or teach children. And as I said, you are the survival kit for another big cat. So please, don't forget to leave your comments after this video is posted. Leave it in the comments because you were sent to be a guide and a helpmate, the searching light for another big cat. This is how you bend the matrix, by paying it forward. You was wise amongst village idiots, darling dears. This is why you had to what? Leave. I told you, divine feminine, a prophet will never be recognized in their own village. Right. This look wicked, boy. Let's go with my FP555 Oracle Intel deck to get some initial intel. If you'd like to pick up the decks, there's two. I've mixed them together because, as I said, no one go and check me, boo. Follow the link in the description box below and you will have what I have. Give us some information off the bat so that we can get it going. What does divine feminine need to know? Thank you. What did I say? They're watching you. The hillbilly investigations have been launched. The 18 is what? The energy of the moon. We've just been discussing the moon. It speaks about the fakeazoid in them. There was always a secret enemy for you, darling dears. They saw something in you. Maybe you had a light outlook in life. Maybe you was loving and caring. The moon is about emotions. Maybe you kept forgiving situations and circumstances until you didn't. The moon again is mother energy, so they took something from a female lineage from your line, darling dear, which they wasn't supposed to take. The moon energy also speaks about whomsoever's watching you, darling dear. They're on a self-destructive path. What's this? I told you, a foundation, something that was not just theirs to have. The energy of the four, leaning big cat, is represented by the Emperor, Mars, and Aries energy. Mars is about somebody who was it was an aggressive takeover, darling dears. And it's also somebody who did it independent of the relationships around them. Oh, they were selfish to boot. They're laughing until they laugh no more. It speaks about what? They've manifested something. They thought they was going to manifest a stable structure when they did this capture, where it was a land grab, a property grab, or the taking of money from a female in your lineage, darling dears. It could be a female, but then again, it could have been someone who was adopting feminine energy, because you know, feminine. Oh, put my teeth back in. I've still got the fevers on me. You know, oh my God, gender is fluid in tarot, darling dears. Somebody who was caring towards you. In numerology, the energy of the four is represented by Leo as well as Aquarius energy. So we're narrowing it down, darling dears. Whomsoever that did this, right? They were systematic. They was disciplined, right? But they forgot to what? Dot the I's and cross the T's. They forgot to leave out the spiritual aspect and the karma of it all, which has found their address. Base of the deck, and they're a bottom feeder. Listen. I can't make it up. 44, right, is a master number, but it also speaks about integrity. They lack the integrity and they lack the foresight. The 4 and the 4 goes to an 8, and the 8 is what? That's right, divine feminine. I told you, the number of money. 111 in the chat, manifestation mode. What they wanted for you, darling dear, they've manifested for themselves. And we've got 44 likes. I can't make it up. The synchronicities of it all. We've already discussed this. These T-Rex arms with the trippy talker ways. Right, let's get a deck and dive in, divine feminine. I'm going to use my original Rider-Waite deck. Yeah, your blood game is for the gods. This is about standing your ground. You left a situation and you wasn't fully back. Look, 2 different shoes. You didn't have all your shiznai together when you left that situation. The 7 of Wands also speaks about spiritual guidance as well as spiritual protection. But it also is a reminder for you to what? Hold your tongue in a situation. You're going to be getting information because Wands speaks about something coming through quickly, darling dears. You're going to may hear some gossip, or somebody's going to try and pull you off your trolley. Remember, the moon in Aries erodes people's patience. Somebody's going to try and make you angry with some information that comes to your shell light over the next We said the number 9. 9 minutes, 9 hours, or 9 days. You're going to have to hold your tongue, darling dears. They're not beefing with you. They're beefing with God and their conscience. The same ones that dug a pit for you, but forgot to dig deep enough to fit their own. Very unfortunate set of circumstances. That's nothing to do with you, Divine Feminine. You chose to walk with the wise. Proverbs 13:20. Your ancestral team is your security. You can call them at any time. This is Rich White Lady season on Keitha as well as Malkuth. And it's never over until the big cat roars. Right, tell us what's going on. Because we want to know. That's a lot of cards. Look, Hangman. Look, Hangman. World card. World rune. What's the odds, darling dears? Did I not say you was loyal to a situation? Did I not say that they took something, an opportunity, an offer, some form of inheritance from you? It wasn't even a big, you didn't even have a big portion, but they took something that was meant for you, darling dears. Something that made your fight all the harder, but you know what? The hardest fight is for the strongest soldiers, and the strongest soldiers are the most blessed and highly favored. Queen of Cups is about you. Intuitively know this. Again, Queen of Cups represents the mother, darling dears. World card. Some of you are going to be getting some news over the next 9 minutes, 9 hours, or 9 days about a feminine energy passing, darling dears. World card. You could get it on the internet, but you're going to be contacted. It could be to go to a funeral, darling dears. They thought they got away with the situation, created a lot of controversy, a lot of obstacles, a lot of fighting, darling dear. But you didn't fight them. You spoke a truth. We saw it with the 7 of Wands. You stood your ground, you said your piece, and you kept it popping and fresh into the unknown. Right, let's see. Tell us about the Hangman. Look, they can't escape what they've brought on them, darling dear. This is somebody getting a sudden change, getting the inspiration to get out of a situation. The Tower card on its face, darling dears. Lean in, Divine Feminine. Lean in. This speaks about the situation that they created for themselves. There is no change. They are confined to that situation. On the Hangman, confinement, it could also speak about leading to prison, darling dear. And I told you, somebody is going to try and take themselves out to avoid the prisons. They can't do prison. They'll probably be put in a cell with someone called Killface, bend you over. They can't take the prison, darling dear. And they know it. 8 of Swords. Somebody knows that something that they did pertaining to an inheritance, some kind of property, it could even be money. It wasn't a lot of money, that was your portion. But they took it anyway. It could also represent an item because Pentacles is also a ring-bearing card. It could be a ring, an item of jewelry, something that was meant for you, darling dears. They know it. That their wickedness is catching up on them, Divine Feminine. They better get to pit digging. Look! What did I say? They can't sleep at night. So either they're too fat or they're too skinny. My mother always told me, right, that every man and woman have a conscience, even though they might not show it. It gets them in the nighttime. And fortunately, unfortunately for them, your ancestral team like to buck up on people in the 3 a.m. and say, wake up, bottom feeder. We've got so much to discuss. Yeah. So either they're too fat or they're too skinny. This person is stressed, pressed, pumped, and perturbed. Yeah, Swords, mental energy, darling dears. This is also somebody that's talking out a situation, but the things that they're saying, they're talking on themselves. Let's split this deck. Look! A back, front, neck, tabber. And what's that on a 20? What is the 20? The Judgment card, darling dear. The Judgment is somebody wanting a second chance. They're trying to undo something that they did. Right underneath that, we've got the what? The water energy, the Cancer Pisces. I said Spices. Freudian slip meant to come out. They're watching you, darling dear. And as I say that, spotlight is on them. Listen, Bottom feeder. Divine feminine, the T. My mocker is nearly at crisis point. Yeah. I know I'm taking long to get to the next card. Are you anticipating? Someone saying, why is she drinking? Because I'm lubricating my larynx. Allow me, yeah? Allow me. Divine feminine. The T. Listen, put me on pause. Go and get your mochas. Go and get something to sip on. Not the alcohols, darling. Because the alcohols will cause confusion and skullduggery in your life. Get your ginger tea. Yes, get your mocha, get your coffee, get your popcorn. Because we're going in. This person is worried and they're saying things that they didn't mean to. They're over speaking in a situation, but it belies everything that they're saying because you decided to take yourself off, Tinky Winky. You didn't fight them. You didn't defend your name. You didn't fight them for what they took. You left them with it. Scene 1, 2, 3, right? In the chat, I'm telling you, divine is ordering these steps, divine feminine. Nothing like the Most High teaching people a lesson for their wickedness. Somebody's all up in, they're having mental issues, darling. There's mental issues. So they're unable to sleep, right? They're in a situation and they're possibly facing confinement. As I said, somebody may even go as far as to try and take themselves out or attempt it, darling dear. Yes. What did I say? This is a foundation, a home, something stable that they destabilized by what they did. Possibly their actions broke away are already what? Fragile relations in a family situation. Their actions blew it up, darling dear. But the difference between that situation, you didn't stay in the Guantanamo Bay. You chose the unknown, divine feminine, and it wasn't easy. It wasn't. Because they were fighting. Listen, big cat, oi, bestie, we don't fight, we don't tongue wrestle, and God forbid, tussling in the dust. From the distance you don't know whom is the chicken of the sea. You left them to it. This goes to 9 of Wands, darling dears. What's 9 of Wands? You took the spiritual journey, black. Yes, they wounded you. But no one gets the laugh last in this situation except the big cat who endured situations that was insurmountable. The One's energy also speaks about this person was impulsive, darling dears, and they was extremely creative, and it's a misuse, a misalignment of power. So they misaligned something. Swords could be signing. Swords can also represent legal documentation, darling dears. But this person is holding their head. Maybe they abused somebody that had something to do with an issue with their mind. Could it be the dementia, memory loss? But they abused the situation and took something they shouldn't. And consequences, and again, the number 9 is very important, darling dears. This goes to a 9. This is a 9. They're probably laying in their bed at night time going, 9, 9. And your ancestors saying, wake up, bottom feeder. We've got to talk. Divine feminine, the T. Hold on a minute. Let me get some more coffee. No, I'm not going to leave. My son is not at college today. Shay! Shay! This is like when I call my progeny. I like them to come on the balls of their feet, running, darling dears. Running. Shay, could you please make me some more coffee? Here you go. I've got a cup here. Base of the deck. Nothing like a bit of fate and destiny to turn up on them, darling dear. And thank you, son. And it's a 10. Lean in, divine feminine. What is a 10? Because I'm trying to teach you numerology so that you get it. And when I come and tell you all of these things about astrology, numerology, I show you the cards so that you can learn and understand it yourself. When you see a 10, numerology only goes up to a 9. Right? So the 10 goes down to a 1. The 1 is about what? You claimed your independence, darling dears. You had to be innovative with this new beginning you created. You left a situation that was extremely hurtful. There was a lot of negative words at your back. This is how you left the situation, darling dear. But you didn't cry for a long time. Why? Because of the spiritual intervention. You called in the Most High for justice. Well, anyway, like I was saying, why am I whispering? The 10 speaks about what? A new beginning is about to be gifted to you. You have the Wheel of Fortune, darling dear. This is a new beginning. The wheel is about to turn in your favor because you didn't fight them. You didn't stay to defend your name, your word. You left everybody in the Guantanamo Bay, the mud hut, darling dears. Yeah, the address may have been, the address of the property may have been a number 10 or a multiple of 10, okay? Hold on, what else? Come on, case. You've created a new opportunity. The Wheel of Fortune in the upright, darling dears, is Jupiter as well as fire energy. You didn't continue with this dysfunctional cycle. It also speaks about an unexpected change coming your way. It could be what? Of the reinstatement of your inheritance. As I said, for some of you, it was an item of jewelry, a ring, something tangible that you can touch and feel other than the Skrilla.com, darling dear. It may be returned to you. Right? The one, as I said, is about a new beginning. In numerology, the number 1 also rules the astrological signs of Leo as well as Aquarius. Aquarius is the 11th house. What's the 11th house? The 11th house is of groups, darling dears. It was more than one person. So it was more than one person that was involved in this skullduggery, darling dears. More than one person that benefited from something that was not theirs. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks about it speaks about your growth game, and it also speaks about distant lands. Maybe you're moved to distant lands, or some of you are going to be pushed to go to a distant lands. This is about uprooting and making your home amongst foreign people. You may even be of the same race as these people, but you are foreign because it's a new life that you are being gifted with. Bon voyage, divine feminine, for those of you that are striking out to unknown lands, darling dears, because the Wheel of Fortune is at your back. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks about, it could also speak about a car, a vehicle, and a vehicle next to all of these ones. It could also speak about a car accident. One of them is about to meet in a car accident. Next to these ones, a fiery car accident. I'm not putting anything on no one. I'm telling you what the cards are telling me, and we are discussing it as we sip our mocha. I'll be sipping mine in a moment. Listen, I need a break. Let me take a quick vape break. Let me tell you something. The intel is of the Chizayin. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button, darling dear. Get me in the algorithm, because someone needs to hear this message that is not amongst us at this moment in time, darling dear. You are my Obi-Wan Kenobis. I love when he makes my... Listen. Everybody needs a son, right? He's my favorite son. I know he's my only son, but potatoes and potatoes. Look at this. I don't know how he does it. The other day he goes to me, Mom, do you want me to tell you how to make it? No, I don't know it. Go away with that information. This is your job until I die. Love it. But anyway, somebody is going to be meeting some kind of an accident. It could also be them, darling dear. Maybe they're taking a trip on these ill-gotten gain. Yeah, they need to be very careful. Well, that's their business. Nothing to do with us. These are merchants of slander, Jeremiah 9:40, and again the number 9. They're watching you, darling dears, possibly online, but we have the world card in the upright. They're watching you, but they're not getting any real information in real time of what's going on in your life, divine feminine. They seek you here, there, and everywhere. But when you decided to turn your shapely back, law 16, they're watching you. They want information. They want to know what you know, right? Amongst the planets, right? The 9th planet is Neptune, right? Neptune is also the planet of what? Getting higher than a lion in Zion. So somebody's using the drugs or the alcohol to give themselves cognitive dissonance, but it's also giving them insomnia as they think about what they did and the consequences. Yes. Divine feminine. This is juicy but goosey. I didn't realize the tale was going to be this fancy today. Listen. Right. Tell us what the world card means. The World card is when you ended the situation, darling dear, right? You took your loyalty on the road. You put a lid on your compassion, darling dear, as you saved it for yourself. This also speaks about, it could also speak about a loyal partner or a friend that's coming towards you, right? Divine is also telling you that you have to use your intuition. I told you, Divine Feminine. These people and their skullduggerous ways taught you how to read energy. Somebody's going to offer you a friendship, darling. Just read the energy. And when you finish doing that, you do the Boosie Badass. Everyone gets research. Nobody gets into your inner circle without being researched. Be a keyboard gangster. Anyway, I digress. What's this World card about? Ending of a cycle. A situation that they didn't want to end. Maybe they thought they could live on their wickedness forever. The World card also speaks about a desirable outcome for you, Divine Feminine. Why? Because you made wise choices. You chose individualism. You didn't get into the pack mentality. You didn't try to fight them. You let them take what they took. You allowed them. You recognized your limits in that situation amongst the feeble-minded. Oh gosh, they would have had you in the coffin, darling dear, singing Amazing Grace with no tears on their face. World card, what does the World card mean? Look, a Jezebel spirit. Woo child. Let that bad juju stay with them. Look, when you are reading tarot, always look to see where their faces are. This is a past situation that this Jezebel spirit committed a heinous act. All right. We've got 2 queens on the table, okay? All right, Divine Feminine. When there's 2 queens on the table, it speaks about gossip, darling dears, looking in the past. You don't even pay attention. You're too busy. What? You had to pay attention to you had to heal your feelings by yourself in the name of the Most High. Right? This person is looking into the past and they are stressed, person or people. Because I told you, this wasn't a solo person that did this. They had help. Tell us about the Queen of Wands, this Jezebel spirit. Let that bad juju stay with them. Listen, no, there's not a glitch. I did it twice. What is this? Yes, I told you in the upright, this is a solo person. In the reverse, it was more than one person that had a hand in this heinous crime, right? And they got their emotional fulfillment in the beginning, base of the deck. But they're going through what a season of what? Something wrong in their cranium. When you see the pentacalis on its face, it's the disloyal amongst the disloyal. This is the losing of property. And again, this is the wheel. I told you, one of these people that did this thing is about to meet a fiery car accident, which may even take them to the coffin. But they're definitely going to have a hospital visit, darling dears. A hospital visit. And whatever they took the money for, it didn't last. It didn't last. Split the deck and they are heartbroken. And it also speaks about being betrayed amongst the same hoodwinkers that they was in cohorts with. The betrayers are betraying each other. They're infighting, darling. They're like piranha. Look! And your name is being brought up, darling dears. Your name is being bandied around and you ain't got nothing to do with it, Divine Feminine. All of that hot talk is at your back, your shapely back. Why are they talking about Divine Feminine? Who's minding her own biz, naive, filling up her own cup, right? And you can't even see the opportunities that are coming towards you because you didn't fight the wicked. Why are they talking about you? You didn't do none of this. What's this? Because they see that you've got some kind of happiness in your life, darling dears. And the 3 of Cups also speaks about feminine energy. This could also represent your sisters, darling dears, your nieces. Somebody was celebrating. They laughed at you, darling dear. When they wounded you, when they spoke about you, your name was everything. They called you everything but a child of God. Listen. They was laughing. They was laughing. And lying, Knight of Cups. This is somebody who's the perpetrator of the gingivitis. They went from town, was it mud hut to mud hut, darling dear. The Knight of Cups is somebody who's charming, darling dear, but they like to come with the tea, right? But none of the real juice. Base of the deck, darling dear. Again, it goes to 3 of Cups. They laughed. They attracted the same sort of energy towards themselves. They attracted like-minded souls. They're fighting amongst themselves, betraying each other as we speak. Now I'm sweating everywhere. What child? Divine feminine, the tea. But they never told the juice. But they was all laughing and celebrating, yeah? Talking about you, calling you everything but a child of God. This is why you had to be isolated from themselves, from them. Now you see, you had to go far enough to see the big picture, darling dear. You weren't alone. You are a spiritual badass. Remember I told you that. You held your tongue. The hermit doesn't go blabbering their mouth off. Nah, mate. They hold the L, right? And hold it down until the L turns into a W, a win. And they're about to have a light shone on them. I told you, they're going to the prison, the graveyard, or the hospital. You're isolated from them, darling dear. You was always different. Yeah, and they was never your friends. Bad energy, fake friends, fake love. O'Shea! There's somebody at the door. And very busy. You heard the bell. The bell speaks of the truth. Roof, pinkies up. They was always backstabbing, darling dear. Cancer energy again. Moon energy is what? Mother energy. It's from a feminine lineage. It could be a male figure that adopted feminine qualities with the love they possibly showed you, or it's a female that they took an inheritance from you, darling dear. They took that shit and they was rapid with it. Knight of Wands, yeah. Everything was done quick and hush. But a spiritual light is about to fall on them. Nothing like a spiritual rain to clean up certain situations. You stand out for being different, darling dear. You walk in the path of the light. Hermit in the upright, Virgo energy, right? Virgo is what? The 6th house, right? It's about you being organized, darling dears. You used your skills and you believed in the unseen, right? Virgo is ruled by Mercury. It's about you having to leave a situation and get a rational mind. Mercury is also the uncovering of information. So whatever they did, darling dear, they didn't cover their tracks. Look what I'm saying. This is court, prison, or the hospital. Woo, child. Baby! Yeah, it's coming out now, divine feminine. But it's nothing to do with you. You focused on your goals, right? King of Pentacles, this is about you bossing up on Mitches and bitches. You don't care about what they talk, right? Because divine is about to bless you in a big way. This is about you continuing to focus on your own grind. This goes to 9 of Pentacles. This means solo dolo. That means not one of them. You never had not one friend amongst them. But it's for your benefit. Why? You're drama free, blood. As free as the wind blows. When you go outside and the wind catches your lace front, divine feminine. You can be proud of what you've achieved. Pentacles is tangible things. Maybe you're an entrepreneur. Maybe you got to your book word. The Hermit is about what? Knowledge, darling. Just maybe you got a hold of the occult knowledge. Got a hold of your birth natal chart. Found your Chiron, the house that it was in. Learn to heal yourself. You held the L, and now divine is giving you a W. What they had is not going to last, and there's a lot of mental issues in that situation, darling dear. A destabilized foundation. What's this peccadillo that's coming towards you? Good golly and gosh, divine feminine. This is so salacious. Oh, child, let me sip my mocha. And I'm telling you, you had to get Latin. You have to speak Latin. Was it Vini, Vidi, and Vici? You came, you saw, and you conquered. You conquered something new, darling dears. And now you are graduating cum laude. That's with honors, because you didn't fight them. You can't fight the wicked. You chose peace, darling dears, knowledge, and you gave it to the Most High. You called judgment, and karma has found their address. Nobody's happy in that situation. No one is happy. Listen, they're unhappy. And remember what I said, divine feminine, law number 10. We avoid right? The unhappy and the unlucky, especially when they created it for themselves. 177 in the chat. What's this opportunity or peccadillo that's coming towards you, Divine Feminine? We want to know. Star card, subconsciously pouring away what no longer serves you. A miracle is about to come your way because you are the baddest of them all. You sit on your throne. Your block game is for the gods. Solo dolo. Like the boys or girls. Listen, the cards don't lie. You're winning and you didn't even fight them, darling dear. You took the knee. This is spiritual protection. Many of them even tried to cast what spiritual demons on you, darling dears. Touch not the anointed, right? Touch not the anointed. You're winning. You can't even see it. Some of you can't see it at this moment in time because your back is turned, your head is down. Your head is down with what? Eight of Pentacles. Where's it gone? Is it hiding from me? You focused on your grind, darling dears. For some of you, it may be a partner, a business partner. It could be a mentor, somebody that recognized your skill set. But you are about to have a miracle. Star card could also mean what for some? Stepping into the spotlight, stepping into fame. You became a gangster in your field. You didn't fight them for something that they took, which was not theirs, Divine Feminine. 184 in the chat. Please hit the thumbs up button, darling dears. You are my Obi-Wan Kenobi. Some other big cat needs to hear this message. They need to know that all what they did to what rebuild themselves was not for naught. You was recognized in Keitha. Best place to be recognized, darling dears. Look! Hard efforts. And they're jealous and they're gossiping. Queen of Pentacles on its face. All because you fell back. They've got no new information to say that you said. You ain't said she's naive. You said love and light. I mean, two of these and one of those. I mean, you got great. I mean, Tinky Winky, you left with the bag. Or you're getting to your bag. And they're jealous, darling dears, of what you've created because you've got peace. Something which can't be bought or bartered. And you've got full transformation in your life. You broke generational curses when you left them to it. You left them to it. Scorpio energy, the 8th house, darling dears. The 8th house of what? Inheritance. What did I say? Somebody who prospered from it, darling dear, right? With their hedonistic life. This person or people are bound and chained, darling dear. Alcohol, drugs, yes baby, being around bad company, infighting. And I said, somebody's going to the hospital or prison where they're going to be sat down to think about what they did. The gossip is salacious. The intel. Let's get some more messages. And then we got to be out of here to get great, darling dears. Got to get back to soaking it to them, Scotty, and not saying nothing. They lied on your good name. Remember, you was everything but a child of God. All because you didn't fight them for what they took, which was not theirs. Final messages for the Divine Feminine before we get great. Leave them to the confinement that they've created for themselves. You may even get a message where somebody wants you to help out. Maybe you've got some information that could help their listen. What's on the base of the deck? Leave them where they are, black. Judgment and karma has found their address. They must get no second chance with you. Remember, if you allow these people or persons back into your life, darling dears, you're telling the universe that you want some of their bad luck. Please give you a big healthy slice of it. Remember the compassion you gave to them in that situation. Remember you had to pack it in. And remember, use your intuition going forward. Why would they want to get in contact with you now at this stage of the game? When they had all of the spoils of war, darling dear, did they contact you then? Why would they want you to be involved now? Unless they want you to share in what's coming to them. You've got options and you've got choices. Remember, 7 of Cups is what to choose wisely. This goes to 8 of Cups. You left behind a drama-filled, dramatic situation and it wasn't easy, especially if it was birth family, darling dears. Many of us believe that family is supposed to be your friends. Listen, family come in the biggest cup of snakes, darling dears, and they're the haters within. Destabilized foundation as you're about to be blessed with a new beginning. Success is your go-to move. We saw the star card, Divine Feminine. Right. Let's get one final deck. We'll use the deck of the wicked to see what else is going on. Final messages. I wanted to bring it down because I'm telling you, you had my temperature on hot, then cold, then hot. Yeah. They can't be trusted, darling dears. They may come back in as friendly, send you a friendly text, a message, or was it a merchant of slander on the balls of their feet may come in with some information. Trust nothing in that situation, right? Remember what you had to do to get your mentality back. You had to cut off many relationships, cups is emotions, as well as relationships, darling dears. You had to cut them all off, right? And never you forget, Divine Feminine, you are their karma. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, and in about half an hour, toddle over to my TikTok where I upload daily videos. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Divine Feminine. When they plotted against you, they, them and forgot to dig a deeper pit for themselves. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, 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 cat. No rest for the wicked. Isaiah 48:22.